Namaskar, hello and a very warm welcome to this particular live phone-in interactive program. My name is Tanvi Khurana and let me please introduce to you the theme of this special program. Here we are with a demonstration of virtual lab experiments on DIKSHA and ePathshala AR content. AR here specifies augmented reality. So we are going to discuss a few virtual lab experiments and let me just introduce to you, all of you, that what exactly are virtual labs. As we all know that they are very different from the physical labs. You can have access of virtual labs anywhere, anytime you want, only with the help of internet connection. And it has quite a few benefits, like it offers instant feedback, it allows flexibility in the learning process, and it engages the students immensely, and it's affordable as well. Virtual labs, they provide remote access to simulation-based labs in various subjects. What are those subjects? And what are those subjects which we are going to show you the experiments today? Let me please introduce to you our first guest, and he is Dr. Yashpal Sharma. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Namaskar Tanvi, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Sir is an academic consultant from CIET NCERT, and let me tell you that this entire program will be presented by CIET NCERT team. And we have a lot of experiments to show it to you, but if you have any questions, any queries, then please reach out to us. Give us a call on our number, which is 8800440559. There are multiple mediums through which you are watching us live here. You're watching us on eVidya channel number 6 to channel number 12, and you're also watching us on our YouTube channel, which is ncertofficial. In the live chat box, you can write down your questions, your queries, and you can share them with us. This is a 1-hour program, and we have a lot to discuss. So till 12, we can easily take up your questions and discuss your queries. And of course, there are certain email IDs of class 6 to class 12. And you can also write down your questions and share them through our email IDs. So let's begin this conversation. And well, I know that Dr. Yash, he has something to share with us regarding the AR content. So let me please request him to present the augmented reality content, which is available on ePathshala AR content app.
Thank you very much Tanvi once again, and namaskar to all of the learners who are having access to these live programs. So I will be demonstrating on the virtual on augmented reality ePathshala mobile app. Okay, so let me share my screen. So first you need to install this app, which is available on Play Store. So currently this app is available on Play Store for Android users. You can type the ePathshala AR and you will be having this app. Okay, so you can download this app, install on your mobile phone, and then you can perform the simulations seamlessly. Okay, so what is augmented reality actually? So for example, you are going to teach one concept, or you are going to deal with one concept as a learner or as a teacher. So with the help of some 3D software simulations and softwares, that content is being augmented and presented to the user in their own environment. So whatever simulation you are going to do by using this ePathshala augmented reality app, that content will be part of your own environment, and it's available on your mobile phone, and you can perform these simulations seamlessly. So we have synchronize this content with our NCERT textbook. So I will be demonstrating that how you can use this mobile app, and definitely we will be discussing a few of the simulations which are available over there. So once you open the app, it has a very simple menu. Okay, so once you open this app, you can open the class. It has very simple menu. So it has the you can choose the class, you can choose the subject, you can choose a chapter, and you can choose the topic. Okay, so for example, I'm choosing the class first. So You can choose the from class 9th and 10th because currently the content is available for secondary classes for class 9th and 10th. So let me choose 10th this time, and the content is available in science. So then you can choose a chapter. So let's have this chapter first. Within that chapter, we have the different concepts which are available. So you can choose any of the concept. So say for example, I'm using this figure 1.1. Basically, we have mapped this figure of NCERT and we have that simulation over there. Okay. So for example, if I click on this simulation, I need to load the activity, and if you see this image, okay, so actually you need to scan this image because the peculiar feature of using augmented reality is when you download any activity, the camera will automatically be opened. This is the peculiar feature of using augmented reality, not just only this app, but any augmented reality content is being rendered with the help of camera. So it means when I load this activity, so your camera will automatically open and you actually require this image on your textbook. It doesn't matter you have the soft copy, you have the hard copy, or you have the Xerox copy of this image, or in any other way, but you actually require this image. Okay, so let me load this activity. So it's a few MB of simulation which is being loaded. So till the time it's loading, so I will be opening my textbook. Okay, so you can see this is a class 10 textbook, and what I have chosen in this app is a chapter number 1. This is a chemical reactions and equations, and image that I am going to scan is 1.1. So you can see it has downloaded that content and you are able to see my camera. Okay, so I need to scan this image.
Learning objective. Let us learn what change takes place on burning of magnesium ribbon in the air. Caution. This lab activity needs the teacher's assistance. Students should wear suitable eyeglasses and laboratory coat. Click on the continue button to continue.
Okay, so now here you can see that I scanned that content and this simulation is live on my mobile phone. Now I need to close the textbook because it's a one time I need to scan this one. So as per the definition, what I said at the beginning, what is augmented reality? That I'm going to teach or I'm going to deal with the concept, and with the help of some 3D software simulations, that concept is being augmented and presented to the user in their own environment. And you can see this simulation is in my environment. You can also able to see the textbook. If you wanted to hide that addresses, we have put one AR camera. If you click on this one, so then the background will be changing. Now you can perform your simulation seamlessly. So follow the instructions. This is a small simulation. So let's have to continue.
Click on the sandpaper to rub it on the surface of the magnesium ribbon to remove the dirt from it.
So you can see it's highlighted. This is sandpaper. We need to click on this one.
Magnesium burns due to its reactive nature with oxygen. Click on the continue button to click on the tongs to hold the magnesium ribbon on the flame till it catches fire.
So now we need to click on the tongs.
Observation. When the magnesium ribbon starts burning, the bright white dazzling light is produced along with formation of white powder of magnesium oxide. Caution. Use safety glasses to see the flame. Click on the continue button to continue. When magnesium ribbon burns, it combines with oxygen present in the air and yields magnesium oxide in the form of white powder as shown in chemical equation. Click on the continue button to continue chemical change. Since in this change a new substance, magnesium oxide, is formed with different properties and composition from magnesium and oxygen. It is a chemical change. Click on the continue button to continue.
So this is one of the simulation where we the burning of magnesium ribbon. So is it whether it's a chemical change or a physical change? So it has given all the information over there. You can click to have learning outcomes.
We can observe that magnesium ribbon burns with the bright light and produces white powder of magnesium oxide. We can explain that burning of magnesium ribbon is a chemical change. We can use scientific convention to write chemical equation for burning of magnesium ribbon.
Okay, so this is one of the simulation where we have seen that you can do these experiments virtually by using this augmented reality ePathshala app, and if you have access to the physical lab, before going to the physical lab you can perform these activities on your mobile phone to have a hands-on, to have to adopt some skills before actually proceeding towards the physical lab. And if you don't have physical lab, you at least have the glimpse that how these simulations can be performed and how you can perform these experiments by using this augmented reality ePathshala app. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And like you said that the students who have physical laboratories in their school, even they can use virtual labs, and who doesn't have it, even it is useful for them too.
Yes, definitely, because it's a help in both the cases. So, say for example, in when you're performing these experiments, so definitely it requires some chemicals and other things, and you know, when we are performing these experiments in the physical lab, we require a lot of chemicals. But if you are doing it virtually first, then you know that what is your target actually and how much you needed. So you just go and perform the experiment seamlessly because you are already have that skills to do that experiment. So definitely it's beneficial. And if you don't have the virtual physical lab, so at least you can perform these experiments virtually.
That's absolutely all right. Thank you so much, sir, for the demonstration you just showed to all our viewers. And we have, like I said, that this entire program is being presented by the CIET NCERT team members. So let me please introduce to you our other members who are present in our studio. My next guest is Miss Pinky Singh. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. Ma'am is a senior academic consultant from CIET NCERT, and we also have with us Ms. Nidhi Adlakha. Welcome, ma'am.
Namaskar, ma'am, and thank you so much for introducing.
Thank you. She is also the senior academic consultant from CIET NCERT. So let me please ask Nidhi ma'am to take over from here. And ma'am, because like I said, that these labs provide remote access to simulation-based labs in various subjects, and that includes like be it science, be it maths, be it English. So could you please show us certain science-based experiments with the help of DIKSHA virtual labs?
Sure. Sure, definitely. I am going to present experiments which are based on science. So let's quickly visit DIKSHA first of all, because these experiments are available on DIKSHA virtual labs. So for that we have to open any browser and we have to click DIKSHA. We have to type DIKSHA. You can see that the first page is of DIKSHA only. So here you can see that there are banners of various initiatives are given. So on the screen it is visible to you. Right now it is showing up Know Our Constitution. So various schemes which are going on, and along with various initiatives which are released, which are launched already, all these are visible here. If we click on the fourth last icon, here you can see that there is virtual labs banner. We have to click on explore and it leads us to the virtual labs landing page. As we scroll down, you can see that resources related to class 6 to from class 6 to class 12 are shown, and whichever subject you want to study, right? For example, if I want to study for class 10th, so I have to click on explore icon of class 10th. As I click on explore icon, here you can see that Hindi and English medium appears. Right now content related to English medium is available. So I'll click on English medium. For Hindi medium, work is going on and it will be uploaded soon. So here it is showing mathematics and science. So for class 10th, we have resources related to mathematics and science. So I'll click on science. It takes me to another page which shows all the experiments which are there in the lab manual. So here you can see all of them are listed, and if we click on any of them, what do we observe? That all the resources which are related to that experiment, they appear here. First of all, experiment PDF is visible. Here we have the screen. You can zoom in, you can zoom out so that it becomes readable. After experiment PDF, below that you can see there are explanation resources. So under explanation resources, we have a PDF which has further various resources. Along with that, we have videos as well. So now I would like to take you to one of the experiment of class 10th, that is photosynthesis. So first of all, I'll show you experiment related to biology. I have to click on this PDF which is there under explanation resource, and we have to scroll up so that we can have a look on the main screen. Here you can see that there is a link provided. When we click on this link, it leads us to variety of resources. So here you can see we have worked in collaboration with Amrita University and CDAC Mumbai. So here you can see that various resources are available starting from theory. So when you click on theory, all the basic concept is given here, so that whenever you are about to begin preparation of any experiment, you can have background information about that concept. After that, another tab is of procedure. So as you scroll down, you can see that not only materials required are listed, but along with that their diagrams are also given, so that when you will visit actual laboratory, you will be able to correlate that how a particular apparatus looks like. And as we move down, first of all, real lab procedure is given. That means when you enter in the actual laboratory, what all steps you are supposed to perform, all of them are written here. You can read so that you can get an idea that what you are supposed to do when you enter in the laboratory for performing a particular experiment. After that, simulator procedure is given. So simulator procedure, you must have heard of the term simulator, and if not, I would like to introduce you this term, that this simulator is the highlight of virtual labs. Why? Because this gives you the chance of performing experiment even if you do not have actual laboratory. So in the simulator, all the apparatus which are required for a particular experiment, all of them are provided so that you can perform that experiment and you can understand that what all needs to be done to perform that experiment. So all the steps are listed here. You just need to go through and you will be able to perform that experiment using simulator. After simulator procedure, observation, inference, precautions, all of them are given, so that you will get to know that what you are going to observe when you will perform this experiment. And while performing experiment, we have to take care of certain things so that our experiment will not go wrong. So all those precautions are also given so that you will perform the experiment seamlessly. Now let's go to the next tab. So here you can see animation is given. So this concept, like in written, that this concept is explained, and along with that this experiment is also explained with the help of graphics. So you can have a look on this animation so as to understand that how this experiment can be performed in real lab. Along with animation, video is also provided. So here you will experience that how the lab looks like, how the apparatus needs to be handled inside the laboratory for performing this particular experiment. Now I'll take you to the highlight of this virtual labs. So here you can see that this simulator is given. As I already told you, it gives near to real lab experience. So here you can see that a plant, a leaf is given, a leaf is there and a complete setup is there. What we are going to alter here, what we are going to observe here is as you know that during photosynthesis, oxygen is released. So when I will start this experiment, what you need to notice is that the bubbles will be released from here. So bubbles are releasing, that means photosynthesis is going on, and along with that you have to keep a check on the time. This timer will start. But before that, before starting the experiment, there are some options provided to us, and here we can change the requirements as per our wish. So here two types of power sources are provided. One is of 40 watt and the other one is 100 watt. So for example, I am choosing 100 watt. So you must have noticed that the intensity of light increased as soon as I chose 100 watt. Now we have to select the distance of the power source from the plant. Right now it is 50 centimeter. We can choose 100 centimeter also. If I have chosen 100 centimeter, now the intensity has reduced. So I would prefer right now to choose 50 centimeter. It's your wish, you can choose any distance. Here 4 different types of colors of light are provided. So we will test with all of them, starting from clear, that means white light. So I will click on start and I will stop it near to 30 to 32 seconds. You just need to notice that how many bubbles are getting released. Why are we noticing bubbles? Because it is telling us that what is the rate of photosynthesis because of the presence of this particular light. So I am clicking on start. Here you can see that the bubbles are releasing and the timer is going on. I am stopping at 32 seconds, and as I have stopped at 32 seconds, you can see that the number of bubbles formed are 4. Now what I'll do is I'll change the color. Now the light is red. I'll again click on start. Rest of the things I have kept same. I have just changed the color of the light. Again stopping at 32 to 33 seconds. Number of bubbles formed are 7. Now again I'll change the color green. Start. Bubbles are getting released. Again I have stopped at 33 seconds. Number of bubbles formed are 4. And the last color chosen is blue. I'll again click on start. I have clicked on stop and now 9 bubbles are formed. So if you have noticed, out of all the colors, all the different types of light available, the maximum bubbles which were formed were in blue light, and red light also produced 7 bubbles. So that means the rate of photosynthesis is higher when blue light is provided, and it is comparatively less when white light or green light is provided. So we study all this in theory, but students by performing this experiment gets to understand, and they will remember this in a better way by performing this experiment, that which light has more impact on the rate of photosynthesis. So you can perform it again anytime and as many times you wish to by clicking on reset. So now I'll take you, this was all about biology experiment. Now I'll take you back to DIKSHA Virtual Labs, and I'm going to click on Explore of class 9th. Again English medium, science. So I'm going to show you one of the experiment from physics that is provided at the end, that is under more experiments. So I'm clicking on bell jar experiment. We have to scroll up once again. As I have already shown you, we have to click on this link which is provided. It takes us to the more number of resources. So here again the same tabs are provided, so I'll not explain all the tabs once again. I'll take you directly to the simulator. So here in this you can see that so many apparatus are provided. So their names are also given, as already told you, in the procedure. So when you read procedure, you will get to know that in the setup what all apparatus are used. You will get to know the name and from the name you will get to know the purpose of that particular apparatus as well. So here the complete setup, compiled one, is also shown. I'll take you back to the simulator. So here this bell jar is provided, this glass jar is provided. Inside it a bell is attached, which is attached to a battery, and here from the bottom you can see there is vacuum pump which can suck air molecules as per our directions. So here what we are going to see, what we are going to study, that sound requires a material medium for its propagation. So that it can travel, it requires a material medium. So here first of all we have to click on power on. Here you can see that all the steps are written, what you are supposed to perform. So even if you are attempting any experiment for the first time, it will not be difficult for you to perform because all the steps are written under the tab procedure, and along with that here also in the simulator the steps are provided. So the first step says click on the power on button. I'll click on power on button, and its volume, I need to increase volume here. Just give me a second. So yes, now you can listen to the sound. So as I clicked on power on, the sound is audible. When I will scroll down, here one option is available. I can click on this show wave propagation, and here you can see that the intensity of sound is very strong. Along with that, air pressure is provided. So right now I have kept air pressure at maximum position. Now as we can see that vacuum pump is attached, if I choose lesser air pressure, vacuum pump will suck air molecules out of the bell jar. So I am clicking on this. You must have noticed that the volume has decreased a bit, and here the intensity of sound propagation is also comparatively dim. If I reduce it further, now the volume has decreased even further, and these sound waves have also become dim. If I keep it minimum, that means maximum air molecules are sucked out of this jar, even though you can see that the bell is ringing, but we cannot hear the sound. Why? Because sound requires a medium to travel, and we have sucked out the medium, that is air molecules. That's why we are not able to hear the sound. And that's all about bell jar experiment. So this is how you can perform this experiment and can understand this concept in a better way. After simulation, for every experiment we have self-evaluation. So I would like to talk about this as well. Here you can see that various MCQs are provided. You have to choose one option for each question, and then you have to click on submit. It will show up which of your answers are correctly answered and which of them are incorrect. By that you will get to know that how much you have actually understood, whether you require to go through the experiment once again or not. So if you have not answered correctly for most of the questions, that means you need to revise this. And if you have answered most of the questions correctly, that means you have understood the concept and you can go to the next concept. So this was about physics experiment. Now I'll take you to chemistry experiment, and for that I'll again go to class 9th. So here I'll scroll down, and you can see verify law of conservation of mass in a chemical reaction. So again I click on this PDF, which takes us to variety of resources. Again the same steps, we have to click on this link. The same tabs are provided, as I told you that for most of the experiments all these resources are available. I'll take you to the simulator. So here it talks about that the total mass of reactants remain the same. Before the reaction, the reactants, the total mass of reactants, and after the reaction the total mass of products, they remain the same. This is what is stated in this law of conservation of mass in a chemical reaction, and here this is even easier to perform. You can see that all the steps are written in the screen itself. You just need to follow these steps and you will get to know that what all is going on, what all is supposed to be done to perform this experiment. So here on the screen you can see, or I can zoom in a bit so that you will be able to read it. Just a second. So here you can see that one of the reactant given is sodium sulfate and the other one is barium chloride. So the first step we are supposed to perform is click on the measuring cylinder containing sodium sulfate solution to pour it into the conical flask. So they have already told what we are supposed to do. We just need to click on this measuring cylinder and you can see that one of the reactant is poured in the conical flask. Now I have to click on the second measuring cylinder which is having the second reactant. So when I click on it, it will pour the second reactant into the test tube. Now we have to click on the thread. This thread will get tied on the test tube. You can see that next step is written at the top. We have to click on it and it is showing that we have to click on this test tube so that it will hang in the other conical flask. So now what we can see that the two reactants are together but not mixed up yet. Before mixing them, we need to find out what is their weight, so that then only we can tell whether the mass has changed or not. So I have to click on this and we will get to know that this is the mass of this apparatus along with the reactants. So it is 150.2137 gram. You can write it down in your notebook so that you can compare after the reaction has taken place. Now we have to click on this flask. You can see that both the reactants are mixed with each other. Timer has started to show that the chemical reaction is going on and we are waiting for chemical reaction to occur. As chemical reaction has taken place, now the reactants have got converted into products. So on this icon I, you can click and you get to know the basic information, that is sodium sulfate solution reacts with barium chloride solution to form a white precipitate of barium sulfate and an aqueous solution of sodium chloride. So here they are talking about that what all reactants have reacted and which product they have produced. So we are having products in this apparatus. We have to click on this. Now if you compare mass of the products, if you have already written the mass of reactants which I had shown earlier, it is the same, 150.2137 gram. So this shows that the mass of reactants and products remains same before and after the reaction. So by this, student, if we explain all this verbally or simply by writing on the board, it will make students understand, but not every student will be able to understand it or will be able to remember this. But when students will perform these steps, will perform these experiments, it will be like usage of more number of senses. Students are listening, students are watching, and students are performing as well. So we are engaging students, and because of that, students will be able to remember maximum information. Students will be able to understand in a better way and they will be able to apply it as well. That is our purpose, that students not only remember, they should understand, they should apply all the information which they learn, which they understand in the class, and they use that information in the daily life activities. So that's all about science lab experiments.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nidhi ma'am, for showing us certain experiments. They were science-based experiments. Well, we all saw, and one was for biology, one was for physics, and the other one was for chemistry. And I'm sure you must have noticed that when she was clicking on the class, Then the science was not the first subject that was shown. There were multiple more subjects, science, maths and even English. So that means we have more experiments for other subjects. So let me ask our another expert from CIET NCERT team, of course, and Ms. Pinky Singh, ma'am, would you like to show us certain experiments which are, of course, available on DIKSHA virtual labs, but they are not science, maths-based experiments?
Sure, ma'am. And namaskar. My colleague has already demonstrated you how you can access various experiments. So let's explore one of the mathematics experiment of class 10. And on clicking on the link of mathematics experiment, you will see a page on which maths experiment of mathematic manual you can see, and let's explore one of the experiment from more experiment section, volume of a sphere. And as once you click on that, you have to scroll up and click on this link to access this experiment, and you will see the landing page for the simulation experiment. And as my colleague has already explained to you that all the information related with that experiment is explained to you. So as we are going to explore about the volume of a sphere, about this all the necessary information is given on the first tab, that is theory. So what is the objective, and all the related terms are also explained, like what is diameter, what is sphere, radius, volume. So in this experiment we are going to explore or enhance our learning about the mathematical concepts and experiments, like what it really means by the sphere, volume of a sphere, and which is 4/3 pi r cube, how it comes, what it really means. So let's explore this knowledge. So on the second tab, all the procedure is written. If you perform this experiment of finding volume of a sphere, what steps you need to follow in the actual maths lab is also written here, and what kind of material you required is also mentioned here. And if you perform this experiment on this software, that is simulator, what steps you need to perform to understand the volume of sphere. So here it is listed. And on the third tab, animation, a video, animated video is there, which is demonstrated how you can perform this experiment. So let's go to the simulator software, where you can explore this experiment of finding the volume of a sphere, what it really means, how you what it really means by 4/3 pi r cube. So on clicking on the simulator, you will find the work page, the workspace for performing this experiment, and on your left side you will see instructions are coming. You have to just follow these instructions. And so the first instruction is generate a sphere of diameter 2r and two cylinder of height 2r each. So here I have to check these two checkbox to generate a sphere and two cylinder. And on clicking on this, you can see a sphere of diameter 2r is there, and we have two cylinder of same height of as same as the diameter of the sphere, that is 2r. And next step is click on next to proceed. So let's click on next, and here we can see a jug. So now click on the jug to fill the hollow sphere completely with the sand. So let's click on the jug, and you can see the sphere has started filling with the sand. Now this sphere is completely filled with the sand. So next step is the sphere is now completely filled with sand. Now pour the sand from the sphere into the left cylinder. So we have to just place this sphere above this left cylinder, and it has started pouring the sand into this cylinder. Okay, the sphere has filled this cylinder 3/4, and now it is again asking me to click on the jug and refill this sphere again with the sand. And you can see jug has filled this sphere again, and now we will pour the sand of this sphere into this right side cylinder. You have to just click and position. And since we had taken a similar cylinder of same height of 2 hours, so this cylinder is also filled 3/4 with the sand. And now it is again asking me to refill. Let's click on the jug. Since we want to fill these two cylinders completely, so let's first fill this cylinder completely. Whatever the 1/4 part is also left, so we will fill it with the sand, and we'll fill this cylinder completely with the sand, and the right hand side cylinder also we want to fill it. So we just saw the 3 times of a sphere is filling these two cylinders of same height. So what my next step is to click on next to proceed. So what was given, we were having the same cylinder of same height, that is as same the diameter of the sphere, that is 2 r. So we just saw 3 times the 3 times the sand of the sphere is filling 2 cylinder of height 2 r. So on the inside is the 3 times volume of sphere is 2 times the volume of cylinder, and as we know the volume of cylinder is pi r square h. So on further solving you will find the volume of sphere 4/3 pi r cube, and here the h is the diameter 2 r, height of the cylinder was 2 r. So on solving we are getting to know what it how this 4/3 pi r cube has come, what it really means. So through simulation we as a learner I am able to observe and perform this experiment virtually and enhance my own learning and about the concepts of mathematics, and get to know the volume of a sphere. And suppose if as a teacher I have to teach or this experiment to my student of 20 or 30 students, first of all I would require to collect material like sphere and 2 cylinder of same height as the diameter of the sphere. And even if I am able to collect such material, I am not be able to provide all the students these kind of material to learn and perform, make mistake and again relearn and then collect your learning. But through virtually I am able to provide such learning where each student can perform as many time as they want and can enhance their learning about mathematics. So that's all for mathematics.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pinky ma'am. for being with us and for showing us the maths-based experiment which are available on DIKSHA virtual labs. And like we saw that she showed us the experiment of volume of a sphere, and this was very interesting. And like I said earlier that there are certain classes and there are certain subjects on which these experiments are based, and they are all available on DIKSHA app, DIKSHA virtual lab e-content. Let's ask Yash sir here. Sir, would you like to let our viewers know that what are those subjects and what are those classes? And in future, are we expecting that more subjects will be added, more classes would be added?
Yeah, definitely. So first, I would like to clear it that these virtual labs are basically developed keeping in mind the lab manuals of NCERT, where we can perform the different experiments which are written, and on the basis of that lab manuals, these labs are being developed. And as far as this ePathshala content augmented reality is concerned, that is basically mapped with the NCERT textbooks. So virtual labs are mapped with the as per the lab manuals, and augmented reality content is as per the NCERT textbooks. And definitely some more labs that belongs to the social sciences, Sanskrit and other subjects are in pipeline, and definitely we uploaded very soon on the DIKSHA portal, where you can find out all these virtual labs.
Amazing. So I am sure our viewers, students, they are looking forward to other subjects which are going to be available very, very soon. So we saw that the virtual lab experiments which are there on the DIKSHA app, they have everything with them. They have steps written, they have observation, they have precautions. So let's talk about the other subject apart from science and maths. We have one more subject, that's English. So let me please introduce firstly to you another CIET NCERT team member, and she's going to show us the English based experiments, and she is Ms. Priyakshi Gupta. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
She is a senior academic consultant from CIET NCERT, and let me please request her to show us some English based experiments, ma'am.
Sure, ma'am. So, good morning and warm welcome to all the viewers. I will be focusing on English content available on virtual labs on DIKSHA. We often see students struggling with the concepts of grammar. As language teachers, we need to ensure that students use proper syntax, correct sentence structure, and have competency over language. Virtual labs acts as a catalyst in recreating the concept into something simpler in order to deliver quality content and ensure language competence among students. Today, I will be demonstrating the concept of subject-verb agreement available for class 9. So, on virtual labs, when I scroll down and I redirect to grade 9 English medium, I will choose English, and I can see that on the right hand side you can see the table of content with the activities ranging from subject verb agreement, direct indirect speech activity, reported speech activity, and letter correction. Today we will be focusing on subject verb agreement. So on the left hand side you can see a slide that pops up with the activity title. When I hover my cursor over the blue hyperlink subject verb agreement, I can see the entire link visible. So I have to click on subject verb agreement and I am redirected to online labs landing page, where you can see multiple tabs ranging from theory, procedure, lab, viva voce, references, and feedback. So on theory part, you can see the entire concept of subject verb agreement given in detail with the help of a set of rules for the learner to understand how to use the verb in accordance with the subject, whether the subject is singular or plural, and whether according to the subject I need to use the singular or plural form of the verb. So it also ranges from whether two singular subjects are connected by or, either, or nor, and whether they require a single verb or not. Then if the verb in an either or neither nor sentence agrees with the noun or pronoun closest to it. So similarly, with that you can explore the different set of rules that are available on the theory page. On scrolling up, when I click on procedure, it gives me the entire set of instructions that I as a learner need to follow in order to perform this activity and enhance my learning of the concept of subject-verb agreement. So as you can see that the first step states that you have to click on appropriate words to identify the subject. So the first step here is to select the subject in the sentence. You can see that a sentence is given here, and at the bottom there is a bar with 3 different tabs ranging from red color, yellow color and green color, where red color stands for wrong answer, yellow color stands for partially correct answer, and the green tab stands for correct answer. So once you have selected the subject, whether there is one subject or multiple subjects, accordingly you have to select and click on submit. Now if the answer is wrong, you can see the feedback and try again. So you can see that here if you have chosen one subject where you are required to choose 2 subjects, the yellow light blinks showing partially correct answer. So there is immediate feedback as well for the learner. In case the learner faces any doubt or gets stuck in between, for further assistance, the learner can see hints by clicking on the hint tab. If you get the subject correct, you click the next step for the second step. And then when you identify whether the subject is singular or plural, in the last step, you have to choose the appropriate form of the verb according to the subject-verb agreement. So that was about the procedure of this activity. Let us move on to our main activity area, which is our lab. So as you can see on the screen, welcome to English lab, and you have the exercise listed here, subject-verb agreement. So I'm going to click on start. And just enter your name here, and you have the entire activity area on screen. So as you can see that I have one sentence given here, 3 tabs in green on top. The first is instructions, which lists the set of instructions in bullet points as to what I need to do when I have to perform this activity. You have to click on I am ready. If you want to go back to the concept, you can click on theory and have a look at all the rules of subject-verb agreement. Then you can also see the hint tab given here for any help. So as you can see that here the hint already states that there are 2 subjects in the sentence, and subject of the sentence can be identified by asking the question what or who to the verb. So it also gives you an idea as to how to identify whether the subject is singular or plural. Now you can also see this remote-like structure and on the right hand side, where there is red highlight for wrong answer, yellow for partially correct and green for absolutely correct answer. Now the sentence is no scholarships or rewards dash was or were given to the student who stood first. So I have to ask what were not given to the student who stood, what was not given to the student who stood first. So automatically I know whether my subject will take a singular or a plural verb. So I can see that scholarships can be one subject here. Now if I click on submit, it shows that it is partially correct. That means there is one more subject in the sentence as stated in the hint as well. So naturally no scholarships or rewards. So rewards is the second subject in this sentence. I'll click on submit, and automatically from partially correct answer I get immediate feedback that now I have selected all the subjects in this sentence. I'll click on next. Now it says whether the subject clause is singular or plural. So as per the rule, if I click on singular, it automatically tells me that it's the wrong answer. So yes, it is plural. Next step, I have to select the verb according to the subject closest to the actual verb. So I have to choose word, submit, and that is how I get the correct answer. So you can explore other sentences and practice subject-verb agreement using the MCQ set of questions available in Vivaverse, references for the other books that you can refer to, along with the feedback for this particular activity. So simulated methods of teaching help in developing confidence in the students as it gives them the autonomy to perform the activities and experiments at their own pace, and it establishes a link between theory and practice. Plus, immediate feedback through positive reinforcement also helps in motivating the learner and develops the students' interest towards the concept. So virtual labs on DIKSHA offers a great experience for students to explore and practice curriculum-based concepts in an engaging manner. You may explore other resources available on virtual labs and make teaching learning experience a fulfilling one. Thank you very much. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Priyakshi ma'am, for explaining the virtual lab experiment of English, and we understood the subject-verb agreement very, very well with the help of this experiment. Thank you so much. And I would like to thank all our CIET team members here. Thank you so much for being with us and for explaining the concept of virtual reality and for showing us, for demonstrating the virtual lab experiments of all three subjects, for science, for English and for mathematics, and sir also for showing us the AR content which is available on ePathshala AR content app. Thank you. And before we leave this program, this was an interesting session. If in case you have missed it, you can watch it again on NCRT Official. And like I said, before I leave, there's a very important announcement I have to make to all of you. Well, India is a land of art, culture and tradition. There's no doubt in that. We all know that. So, Department of School Education and Literacy, Ministry of Education, Government of India brings you Kala Utsav. And from tomorrow onwards, it's going to start. The dates are 3rd to 7th of January 2023. And it is being organized by the Regional Institute of Education, Bhubaneswar, NCRT. So let's have a glimpse.
गूंज रही है स्कूलों में सात सुरों की एक सरगम, गूंज रही है स्कूलों में सात सुरों की एक सरगम। घुंघरू बन गए पैरों में नाचो आज क्षमा छम छम, घुंघरू बन गए पैरों में नाचो आज क्षमा छम छम। खिलौने बनाओ चित्र बनाओ, खिलौने बनाओ चित्र बनाओ। कला उत्सव, 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 कला उत्सव। रंगों की दुनिया बसाओ, अपने देश के सभी प्रांतों की संस्कृति को सब तक पहुंचाओ। बसाओ, अपने देश के सभी प्रांतों की संस्कृति को सब तक पहुंचाओ। कैसे? कला उत्सव, कला उत्सव।
स्कूल शिक्षा और साक्षरता विभाग, शिक्षा मंत्रालय, भारत सरकार के सौजन्य से दिनांक 3 से 7 जनवरी 2023 तक NCERT द्वारा क्षेत्रीय शिक्षा संस्थान भुवनेश्वर में आयोजित किया जा रहा है कला उत्सव।
कला उत्सव, कला उत्सव।
Thank you so much for being a part of our program, for being a wonderful audience. And stay here. Coming up next is another special program, that is Teaching Learning Interventions for Inclusive Classroom. And the subject we are going to talk about, to discuss, would be accountancy, and the topic would be chapter number 7, Depreciation, Provisions and Reserves. Stay here and keep on watching eVidya channels. Thank you once again. Take care. Namaskar.